Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Galetta, and today I'm reading an ex post by James Lindsay that focuses on the term and the concept America First. Let's go. America First has become one of those terms that means more than one thing at the same time. That is a woke playground. Let's pick some things apart. America First needs to be distinguished from America Only, and America Only, in meaning or word, has to be distinguished from America Alone. Beyond that, America Alone has to be understood in relationship to America Isolated. The popular phrase America First is used to mean all of these, depending on who is saying it and for what. America First. America First means putting American interests first when making decisions. This is Trump's America First doctrine. When something is happening in the world, including at home, American needs and interests are prioritized first. The world is not ignored or retreated from, but all calculations are made A, prioritizing American interests overall, and B, prioritizing domestic issues over foreign when possible. Notice there are two meanings of America First, even inside America First, with no linguistic games involved. America Only. America Only has become an explicitly embraced doctrine of many isolationists and woke right nativists. It suggests that American interests should be the only consideration in dealing with political affairs, global and domestic. It also tends to mean that America should only focus on domestic issues and leave the world to its own devices. America Only means acting as though the rest of the world does not exist unless it physically attacks America or Americans. It is not a realistic doctrine. America Alone. Though no one claims America Alone explicitly as their doctrine, many have noticed that the practical application of the views of some America Firsters and more America Onlyers would be America Alone, as in America can do it by itself without any consideration of the rest of the world at all. This is not a realistic doctrine. The rest of the world still exists, including the parts that want us dead and destroyed. America Isolated. Nobody explicitly claims the America isolated position except our enemies, like Alexander Dugin, allegedly representing Russian interests. The idea is that America should be isolated on the world stage, thus removed from global activity, not only by its own choice, but by other countries as well. It should withdraw into itself, weak and disconnected, while it gnaws on its own leg. The reality of America Alone, as it is being expressed through America Only and sometimes America First, is that it is mostly America isolated. The goal is to isolate and weaken America, and homegrown Duginistas are pumping this mentality into our citizens under the guises of America First and America Only. Make no mistake, America isolated means America weak and eventually America dead. Multipolarity. America Isolated is the programmatic goal of multipolarity, which was articulated by this same Alexander Dugin and embraced by not just Russia, China, and the Islamic world, but also the WEF, World Economic Forum. The idea is that there will be many poles of power in the world, as opposed to the current world order of America power running the board. Like that's a bad thing overall, or like it's a bad thing for Americans and our interests, which is called a unipolar world. In a multipolar world, we wouldn't just have US hegemony at home and especially across the seas. We'd have many power poles in the world interacting and competing. Sure, an American pole, but also an Islamic pole, likely including Europe, a Russian pole, a Chinese pole, and maybe more. These would be roughly equal in power while competing with each other. A key problem with multipolarity, aside from the fact that it is against American interests, so anti-America First, is that not all of these poles of power are equal in morality. An Islamic pole as a major world power, or a Chinese pole as a major world power, or a Russia pole as a major world power means a worse world overall, even if it just stayed that way. They do not have the same kinds of values America has and are certain to be very poor stewards of that power. The reality of multipolarity is that the world would not stay multipolar for long. It would not be stable in multiple spheres of influence of global regional powers, especially with the imperial ambitions and capabilities of several of the poles, most especially the Chinese and Islamic poles. In the long run, it would result in the rise of a new superpower or two, an almost certain world war, and this time with America diminished and isolated. Another way to look at multipolarity is like an old communist or red green axis united front strategy against America. The game is to cobble together several powers that are weaker than the US while increasingly isolating it and inflaming it from within so that together they can overpower and destroy America and Western civilization and liberty. After that, they can deal with the spoils amongst one another. Summary: America First doesn't just mean putting America first, as Trump behaves as though it does, and even that is unclear in what it implies. It is explicitly pushed further into isolationism and nativism that are part of a program to destroy America through an America First, to America only, to America alone, to America isolated strategy that hurts us and helps our enemies. We should stop participating in this strategy that is actually meant to destroy us, even though we are letting it in because it deceptively appeals to our values and priorities in a sensible way. So that's some things to think about with the term and the concept of America First. You should definitely be aware of the different manipulations that are happening within the use of that term and how different groups of interests are using that to manipulate people and to pull them into agendas that they might not realize they're being pulled into. So keep that in mind, and thanks for listening.